Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So, everybody as of late has seen the unfortunate event that has happened all over the news with Tyre Nichols, who was a young black man who was unfortunately unalived by an entire group of black police officers. Now, a lot of people have been saying, this is horrible. This was horrible to happen, and all of them need to be charged. And a lot of people were bringing up how when this kind of stuff happens, police brutality, black lives that have been fatalities at the hands of police officers, white police officers, people have been saying, well, whenever this happens with the white police officers, they're not nearly this quick to respond, to, fire them, to charge them, etc. And while that is true, I feel like what we should be directing our attention to more is making sure the individuals who did this get charged, because for one, there was absolutely no reason or excuse for what they did. A lot of people have been pointing out that a lot of these men who are police officers, they're really just bullies with badges. Psychopaths that are lacking in emotional maturity and empathy with badges, who are going around terrorizing people. Some of these police officers have forgotten that their first duty is to serve and protect. And people are sick of this kind of stuff happening. And what's also sad is it's one thing when we have to, protest and deal with white police officers shooting black people. It's another sad thing altogether when we have to deal with black police officers shooting black people. And the fact that they thought that those blue uniforms were going to give them some kind of superiority over regular black people, that they had gotten so wrapped up in their ego and those blue uniforms that they thought that they could do the same thing and get away with it, which is all the more reason to hold all police officers to the same standard. Although, like I said, we're not going to focus too much on that because I feel like the timing of that is a bit lacking in empathy. Right now, what we need to be focusing on is making sure, like I said, that they get charged. Then we can deal with why don't the other police officers, the white police officers that do this kind of stuff, get charged as quickly as the black police officers. We also need to keep on pushing for stricter laws or punishments for police officers who do stuff like this. There have been some people who have been suggesting that they make it to where police officers, just like doctors and, lawyers and people like that, have to have a license. And if they shoot somebody unlawfully, if they do what these men have done, even if they don't get charged, they get their license pulled and they no longer are able to become or be a police officer. It would be nice if they had some kind of system set up in place to even begin with, to make it, harder for some of these men who do not need a badge to get one. Because, yes, some of them hide the fact that they're psychopath bullies that just want the badge so they can beat up people and shoot people for no reason. But some people, the signs are right there. And all it really takes sometimes is somebody who's paying attention. And sometimes they really make me think that they're just handing out badges to whoever, to be completely honest. But as I said before, there was absolutely no excuse, no justification, no reasoning for what they did to that young man. They pulled him over. I don't even think there was a reason why they pulled him over. He was like 2 minutes from his house, just trying to get home from his job. And they pulled him over, pulled him out of his car, and beat the life out of him, literally. I'm glad that they were charged, and I really hope that they get the maximum sentence, because no one with that kind of lack of, humanity, no one who would do something like that to somebody needs to be walking around with the capability to do it to somebody else. And I keep racking my brain trying to figure out what even was the point. Like I said before, I understand that a lot of these police officers are bullies, but what even was the point? Once they were done, what did they think was going to happen? And again, I guess it's because they got the big head thinking that, the blue was going to protect them, but forgot that whenever they were black, that's more important to them than the blue. And it really it disgusts me. Did they not care that their body cameras were on? That somebody was going to see this eventually. Somebody was going to find out. Somebody was going to know. It's the audacity. So I'm glad that they did get charged because, like I said, nobody who's capable of that kind of heinousness needs to be walking around. Although this calls for some serious change. There's been needed to be change, but we definitely can't keep going on like this. And I'm glad that they made it to where, the footage was available. Like, I do have mixed feelings because it's good that the world sees what's going on, because without that footage, it would be really hard to, prove what happened, if at all. But it's awful because that young man's mother had to watch that. The entire world had to watch them beat him like that. I couldn't even watch the video because I knew I wasn't going to make it through it. And it's just sad that those were his last moments. They chose to make his last moments the worst that they possibly could. But anyways, I'm just glad that they did charge these men. And again, I hope that they get the maximum. I hope that they get more than the maximum. They need to set an example out of them, and they need to hold the same standard across the board. Y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel down in the comments below.